Welcome to the Mom Balance Podcast, hosted by experts who have no idea what they're doing. We're trying to balance being moms, working full-time, and we prioritize our mental, physical, and emotional health. We believe the world deserves you at your best, and more importantly, you deserve you at your best, so come learn with us.
Are we on? Are we ready?
We're ready.
Okay.
We're rolling.
All right. Should we pop these bad boys?
Open. Okay.
Cheers.
Have you ever had this one?
No. Have you?
No. Essential amino energy. Is this the one that Travis Kelce likes?
No. His starts with an R. But I like this one because it has electrolytes in it.
Yeah.
And it's 0 sugar. And it's super cute.
Amino energy and hydration, Cocoa Breeze. We will link that in the comments.
Mm-hmm.
Love a good new energy drink.
Yeah, and it's only 100 milligrams of caffeine, so it's not an aggressive amount, I don't feel like.
I like the 100, and it's bigger too. I also kind of like the tiny
Alani's.
I do like the tiny Alani's, but I like Red Bull now.
Yeah.
And because they're little and they have like
The sugar-free pink one. I've been loving that sugar-free pink one.
It feels like summer.
Mm-hmm.
What the natural sources are? It says caffeine comes from.
I'm assuming tea.
Like green tea.
There's a leaf inside of there. But I think if it was green tea extracts, it would say that.
It's
so
basically a salad. When you think about it.
There's a leaf.
You know?
Yeah.
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 I do believe all advertising that I see.
Mm-hmm.
Consume responsibly. And remove at least 1 serving of vegetables because this counts. Don't combine with alcohol. Oh, you know what else this says?
I think it tastes so good.
Or do not consume more than 300 milligrams of caffeine from all sources per day. That's a warning on this.
Do you do more than that?
Absolutely.
Because your pre-workout is 200 or 300.
It's only like 150. I use the first form that's like a natural one.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I don't like the tinglies that I get from regular pre-workout.
I don't like that either.
Mm-mm.
Sometimes I'd like it a little bit. Makes me feel like a crackhead, and then I'm like, let's go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do like that part.
In years.
All right, should we try one of these?
Yeah, let's try some.
Watermelon?
They are.
Okay.
They're not watching.
Well, I don't know why or how or when. I feel like it's necessary for me to stop at Quick Trip on my way over here and get us something new to try. Last time we tried a new sparkling water. This time I needed a little bit of energy. So I was like, you know what? Let's just give something new a try.
Yeah, thank you for this.
Because typically I would grab a Red Bull because it's only like, what, 80-something milligrams of caffeine?
Mm-hmm.
Well, then I was like, well, if we're going to try a new drink, we need a snack. And I was going with the watermelon theme because I'm just feeling summer vibes. This is watermelon rings with chamoy. Love chamoy, love a watermelon ring. I don't know that I like those two together.
We're going to find out. Now, do you think chamoy's like the same thing that goes on the top of my margarita rim?
Yeah.
Okay. But it's not always called chamoy, is it? There's another.
What's the other word?
Lihimoy?
Hmm?
Nope, that's a Hawaiian word. Lihimoy, but that's what they called it in Hawaii.
Oh.
The red stuff on
Tahine.
the rim. Tahine, yeah.
Are chamoy and tahine the same thing? I don't know.
We could ask ChatGPT, but my phone's recording this session, so it's not going to work.
I could ask Chat.
Okay, so these are watermelon rings covered in chamoy from Quick Trip.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Cheerio, darling. It says 1 is never enough.
We'll
Cheers.
see. I like it.
Mm-hmm. That is scrumptious.
They're on to something.
Mm.
Don't read the ingredients.
It's not that bad, just water and cane sugar and sea salt. And then like 10 other things I can't read.
That's not good.
Oh, okay.
Any protein? 0, zilch, nada. Just 22 grams of added sugar.
That's terrible. How many can we have for 22 grams of added sugar?
It's only 10 calories.
Great. How's it low calorie, high sugar?
Oh.
How is that a real...
Serving size 1.
Okay, is 1's 10
Calories per serving is 10. So one of those was 10. And there's no way there's 22 grams of sugar in that one.
Way.
Am I done?
Right? How would that... 28 grams in one, maybe? In the whole... I don't know. Yeah, it says 22 grams of sugar. We have questions. we have questions, whatever the name of this brand is that isn't even on here. Just called Cinco de Mayo, you think?
Mm-hmm. So that was really good, but to me, it's not worth one for 22 grams of sugar.
Right, if that's how much.
10 calories, shoot, yeah. But we need to dive in on that one.
Yeah, we'll do some research for
Yep.
that was good. Hey, you want to start with our little sections?
Let's start.
What's in your gym bag this week?
What is in my gym bag this week is sparkling water machine called a Soda Stream.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of a Soda Stream or done a Soda Stream? So when you go to California, which I just got back from California, my husband's brother and my sister-in-law and my nephews live there. And whenever you go to any restaurant, you go to anybody's house, they're like, do you want your water? You're like, can I have a glass of water? They're like, would you like it flat or sparkling? Sparkling, duh.
People in California ask you this?
Yeah, when you sit at any restaurant. I know. And so to do it, you just get a little CO2 machine and you go to regular water and it sparkles all your water. Have I been putting my electrolytes in my water and then sparkling it? Yes.
So what you regular water or whatever you want and then you sparkle it?
Yeah, it's called a Soda Stream.
Did you purchase this?
I did from Target.
And how much dollars was it?
Like $25. Yeah.
No way.
Yeah. You have to get like, what are those machines called? It's not a machine. It's a tank that you have when you grill.
Propane?
A propane tank. Well, you have to get a CO2 tank.
Okay.
And those are like $25 also.
Okay.
And you can go swap them out just like you do your propane tank, but at Target. But they last you like 2 months, 3 months before you have to go swap it.
Target purchase I've ever heard in my life.
It's been a game changer.
Wow.
So then I asked
$50 a month on sparkle water.
Yeah.
So that's great.
Yeah. You need to go get this machine. I'll send you the stuff. And then there's all kinds of stuff like on Pinterest where you can make like blueberry sparkling water or
Really?
I've been putting what's the hydration that I like?
Salt?
No. I mean, no, not that
Element.
one. Not Element, but I did learn about Element in California and I really do love that. Liquid IV. My Liquid IV goes right in there and it's so good. Sparkling Liquid IV. You got to be careful because it bubbles up a little bit extra, but
I'm going to purchase that today.
Yeah.
Good. That's a great gym bag item. Okay, so look at my face. What's in my gym bag is Frownies. Have you used these?
No, but I want to know all about them.
Okay, so I'm only on day 3.
Okay.
So Frownies are these patches, and I've had advertisements for like a year, and I read the whole thing. I was annoyed with it, and I didn't buy them because it says you have to use them like every night in order to get rid of your wrinkles. And I'm like, I'm not going to sleep with those stupid things on my face. Well, then we had friends over, and she's like, we love Frownies, and he does it too, and they're great. You get them delivered next day. So I've done it 3 nights in a row where I sleep with them on my forehead and on the sides of my mouth.
I bet you look so hot.
So sexy. But I have to talk like this. It's a good way to not have sex, though.
Yeah.
It's great.
Sorry. Sealed up.
So anyway, pro tip. But I do like them in the morning. I wake up, I'm like, those wrinkles are gone. And this
Really?
is gone. So how they work is this is my summary. They like pull the skin away from the muscle so the muscle can relax. And then it doesn't crease anymore. And I can tell the difference every morning. What it says is you have to use it for like a week in a row and then maybe sleep in it 1 or 2 nights a week, depending on how wrinkly you are.
Oh.
So it's kind of a pain in the butt, but I am going to do it and I'll let you know if I like it.
How much?
I got this pack of like 100 for $25 on Amazon. And I think Botox is like $300.
I'm going to try it. You get the Soda Stream. I get the patches.
I'll give you some to take home.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, I'll give you some to take home today.
Perfect.
I think I'm going to like it. They are kind of annoying.
Yeah.
But I'm cheap right now, so.
Yeah, Botox isn't going to happen for me.
Botox is not going to be in my life.
If I could do Botox one time and not have to like keep doing it, shoot it in. Give me it.
Yeah.
But like $500 or however much it is once every 3 or 4 months.
No, I'm not spending $2,000 on my face yet.
No,
I'm just
yet.
not doing it. Yeah.
Maybe one day.
I'll do 25 on the Amazon.
Maybe one day when our podcast blows up, we're just rich.
Does Botox want to sponsor us?
That would be nice. Hello. See how wrinkly I am? We'd be great before and afters.
Oh my gosh.
I would.
So would. Yeah.
Okay, those were good ones.
Yes.
You want to do our mom fails first? Mine's like so simple.
Yes.
Mine is just that I forgot to give my kid breakfast before I sent them off to school today.
Today.
Scout, my little 3-year-old. My other one's like, no. They're like, okay, it's before school. If I'm like walking out the door and I haven't eaten yet, I gotta eat. But like when you have a 3-year-old, like I'm the person in charge of feeding her, and I didn't.
Does preschool feed them or no?
Not breakfast.
Not breakfast. Okay.
I mean, I'm sure they would if she was like, I'm hungry.
Survival.
Yeah.
Was it a busy morning? Or just
No.
legit forgot?
Just forgot.
Forgot in the car today, this isn't my fail. And Elijah, who's also 3, had a sucker in his little thing from yesterday whenever he got his hair cut.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, is this old or good? And I was like, it's from yesterday. And he goes, delicious. And I was like, great.
It's old and it's good.
It's
Mm-hmm.
we can be 2 things at once, Elijah.
Mm-hmm.
So my mom fail, thank God it's a dog mom fail.
Okay.
And I kind of texted you this story, but I'll tell you what happened. So we went on a little trip and took some gummies on our trip. This is now a marijuana podcast.
It is.
We took some gummies on our trip. I did the laundry and I just dumped everything out in the laundry room and started tossing it in. Well, the gummies were on the floor in the laundry room in somebody's pocket or something. And everybody went off to school and Davey walks out of the laundry room. He's like, what happened to the gummies? I'm like, what gummies? And he's like, the gummies that are now on the floor and there's none left in there. And I'm like, God forbid a child ate them. Hopefully.
And we just sent them to school.
So we're frantically searching the house for the dog, praying that she's high because there were like, so thank God we find Tina, who's laying basically on her back, not moving. She had eaten all the gummies. And she,
living her best
she just looked
life.
at me. I brought her a snack and some water. We're off. I think here was some bacon. I was just like, just try.
You sent me a video and she was just up on the couch, just staring. You're like, Tina. And she was like,
so anxious all day. But by like 5 or 6, it had worked its way out of her system.
Fine.
She was a trooper. So my mom fail is the dog got really high.
I bet a lot of people could probably relate to that, like accidentally.
I think so.
Giving their dogs.
Okay.
From there to a mom win. Oh yeah. Okay. So my mom win is the puzzle method. So my oldest child, who's 10, he's a boy. He is getting into this age of like having the worst attitude ever. He's so cool. We're so uncool. And so really like what we do is we take his Xbox away when he's just being like extra not nice. So like he's grounded from all electronics. Well, he was like, Mom, how long am I grounded for? And like, usually I don't put a time on it. I just get a feeling of like when you're ungrounded. But I just threw a 500-piece puzzle in front of him. I'm like, when you finish this. And so my mom was like, Shannon, don't make a puzzle a punishment. I'm like, no, the punishment is not having his electronics.
Mm-hmm.
The time is the puzzle. And so now guess what? Every night we're sitting here bonding, putting together a puzzle together. And so it's great. It gave him something to do while he didn't have his electronics.
So good.
Yeah. And it worked. It was good.
Oh my gosh. I'm going to use that.
Yeah. And like, it could be like a different amount. We started with 500 and like, I couldn't even solve it. He was like, can we call grandma? Because my mom's like the puzzle master. I'm like, grandma's not going to come over every day and work on this puzzle with us. So we moved down to 300-piece puzzle.
Okay.
And that still took him like a week.
Wow.
So it's perfect.
Okay. That's great. What if you have 2 kids that are like the same age and one of them gets more advanced because they're just smarter than the other? That'd be bad parenting.
Yeah. I think we like, so say one's here and you just have to bring it down to here.
Yeah.
Probably.
Okay, that's so good.
Yeah.
So my mom win is we're hatching chickens.
Mm-hmm.
I got one of my friends has a farm and she has fertilized chicken eggs. And so our job is just to hatch them into little babies and then they're going to go live on the farm. But
so
the kids
fun.
love it. And I thought it was going to be a bigger deal than it is. I can bring this over here. But the egg thing itself where the eggs are being hatched is like maybe the size of 3 egg cartons.
An incubator.
An incubator. It just sits on the counter and then you can shine it with your little egg light and see it growing. We saw a heartbeat yesterday, so that was super
Oh my
cute.
gosh.
Yeah.
Do you like just get the urge to want to crack it open and see what it looks like halfway alive?
I do. And I keep making jokes in the morning when we make eggs for the kids. I'm like, there's one's upstairs. Circle and they
I love it.
are mortified. But that was my mom win. I think the chickens are going to be so fun. Hopefully they do hatch. Georgia had a friend over this week and they left the lid off for 4 hours.
Oops.
Yeah. But I did see a
Hearts are still beating.
We're still so
That's good.
wild. I think they make it. So
kind of spinning off of that. My girls had been begging me to go on a hike. I don't really know why. So I just took them out the other day and we went on a hike. We went to Jacomo, which like if you have kids, don't go hiking in Jacomo. Like maybe Go somewhere else because there are I just actually was at Scout school for Big Wheel Day. Found a tick in her hair. Just pulled that bad boy out in the middle of the preschool parking lot. But anyway, we didn't get through all of our hikes. My girls were like bugs. It was kind of a lot. But on the way out, we walked past a little pond and there were just tadpoles everywhere. And we caught some and we're gonna watch them go into frogs.
Oh, did you get a little bucket of water or what's that?
I had my post-workout shake in there, so just dumped that out, cleaned it in the pod, scooped up a few tadpoles.
Gosh, I love you so much.
And then I got on Amazon and ordered a kit.
A tadpole kit.
A tadpole kit. It's not still sitting in my shaker bottle.
Did you ever do an ant farm growing up?
No, but Hudson has done an ant farm.
I think I need an ant farm after my chickens, maybe.
You do. So you just buy the ones that have the gel on the inside and they create their own little tunnels through the gel, but they eat the gel. You don't have to feed them.
I don't collect my own ants. It comes with ants?
It comes with ants. Okay. You could collect your own ants too, though. Yeah. It's really fun and it's really cool to see, and it lights up so it like acts as a nightlight in their room.
Oh my gosh.
And you like watch them build their tunnels and build their stuff, and they're working all day long. And it's really fun.
Oh, cool. I will get that. Do you think they're expensive?
They're not.
Okay. Maybe I'll order it with my bubbler thing.
Yeah.
What's that called?
Soda Stream.
Okay. Soda Stream.
When you do the Soda Stream, for everybody that's feeling like they need one, you got to order a second tank, because when one runs out, you want to have an immediate replacement, especially if you're like doing this every day. And then you can like next time you go to Target, get it swapped. And then you also need a few bottles too. So it comes with one CO tank, one bottle, but you got to order a couple extra bottles because one bottle will probably like fill your cup like 1.5. But you always want it to be cold in the fridge. Wow.
Okay. So it's going to cost me like $100 all in.
75.
That feels like such a good Mother's Day present.
It is. Mm-hmm. It is.
Yeah. What a great Mother's Day present. It is. Speaking of Mother's Day, I think that my phone just told me my fertile window is starting. Did you see that?
Oh.
We got to have that locked down.
Oh, goodness. Yeah.
Well, this is Mom Balance content. So I ran out of my oral birth control, and when I went to order more, my insurance has changed and I have to go to the doctor to get whatever, and I couldn't get in for like 45 days. So it's coming up, but I'm currently unprotected birth control wise.
Oh. Mm-hmm. So you're natural planning.
Natural planning. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll just work for
Good luck.
every night.
That's great. You could also do that mouth taping people do.
Yes.
I'm sure it's beneficial on your vagina.
Just mouth tape my vagina?
You don't want wrinkles down there either.
Oh my God. Okay, but those frownies thing, I can't wait for you to try them, because when you pull them off, they're like concrete.
Would they pull out a blackhead?
Yeah, I think they pull out anything. They really get hooked in there.
I can't wait.
Yes, I'm so excited for you. You've got to record it.
Okay.
Actually, your first time. Because now I know what's coming. But the first time I was like, I am stuck in here. Okay, so what are we talking about today?
Well, we have a tip. Do you have any tips?
Oh, a tip.
Just the tip?
Just the tip. You go and I'll think of my tip while I'm doing this.
I have a tip for you. And the tip for you is to think before you speak.
Okay.
This is to everybody. Think before you speak. Think before you type. And there is an acrostic poem that I would like to read to you about it. This used to be in my classroom, and I do it with my kids all the time. And I feel like adults need to hear it too.
Okay.
Before you speak, think. T, is it true? If it's not true, don't fucking say it. Ooh. It just can stay in your brain.
Leave it in there. Okay.
Okay. Second one, H, is it helpful? If you're just saying something that's not helpful but also isn't true, don't say it. Just filter that one right on out there. The third one, is it inspiring? It needs to also be, it doesn't have to be inspiring, but just think, like, if it is inspiring and helpful and true, say it. Also, is it necessary? Like, is it necessary for you to say that? Probably not necessary. Let me just not say that real quick. And finally, K, is it kind? Because if it's not kind, just don't freaking say it. Especially, I'm talking to the keyboard warriors, to be honest.
There's some people that have some mean things to say. And there's no reason for it.
There's truly no reason for it. And if you could just think before you speak sometimes and like just run through those little filters, it might help you.
I really like that. We were talking to the kids a couple of nights ago about like exactly this, like what to say or what not to say. And one of the questions that I asked them was like, how do you think that's going to make the other person feel? And that didn't really go over the way that I thought it would. I think they didn't get that. But then the question, it was Georgia, because she likes to pick on the boys and the boys are very sensitive. I'm like, Georgia, what reaction do you want them to have from that? And she said something like, your hair looks stupid, or something that, whatever. She was like, well, I want him to be mad because I'm mad. And I was like, that's exactly right. We don't do things to make other people mad. But I think that's a good tip.
Yeah. And it's good because kids aren't born with that filter. They have to learn. And so I think some adults just skipped that part in their childhood and they didn't learn that. And so let's just start applying it.
Think before you speak.
Think before you speak. Think before you type. Because I think also too, like millennials, we're like the first ones that grew up like with all of this technology. And now our kids too. Like I feel like you have so much courage to just say whatever the heck you want to. And a lot of times it's not true. A lot of times it's not helpful. And a lot of times it's not very nice.
Yeah. And it hurts people on the other end in ways that you maybe didn't even intend.
Exactly.
I hope people don't intend that.
Yeah.
Speaking of generations, this is off topic, but it's interesting. I was around a bunch of high schoolers last night, and one of them asked another one how they were feeling mentally in the same way that I'd be like, how are you feeling? Are you sick? And I was like, what an interesting generational switch. He literally, it was a guy, he was checking on his friend's mental health as if he would have a cold or he might just not be feeling the best mentally today.
That's nice.
I know. What a cool generational
That is a cool generational thing.
I think he said, how's your mental today? You feeling okay? Great.
Sweet. Yeah.
What a great question.
Yeah. Because typically that question isn't a very deep question. Like when you're asking it to someone like, hey, how are you? Like you're expecting them to say good and you, and then they say good and then you're done. Like if we could actually like dive into that a little bit more when we're greeting someone and like put some meaning behind it, I think that would go a long ways.
Yeah. Especially just like focused on the mental health piece of it. Maybe it's just a hard day, but it wasn't even like he was saying like, oh my gosh, you need to go get on meds and see a psychologist. It was just like, sometimes it's a hard mental day.
This is also off topic.
Great. Good. Perfect.
I listened to this podcast and the hosts are also millennials. It's called The Lady Gang. And they were talking about like how like sometimes it's like uncool to be a millennial. But they were talking about all the cool things millennials have done. And they said millennials got rid of soda, which like we really did. Like we made soda uncool. And I'm proud of us for that, to be honest. Like
I do agree.
When I was growing up, like we were the soda fridge. Like we always had soda in our fridge and the kids from the neighborhood would run over and get soda. We just, for the most part, like soda's just not something that's in everybody's fridge anymore.
I don't remember the last time I went out to dinner or something with people and somebody ordered a soda.
Yeah, agree. You know? My kids will get a Sprite sometimes, but adult-wise, no.
Yeah, I pretty much only do Sprite or root beer for the kids if we're at McDonald's or something.
Yeah.
They know we stay away.
It's like a special treat when you're out.
Speaking of our favorite energy drinks, my children know we stay away from caffeine. So there's a good old double standard for you.
This is also a mommy drink, and this is a mommy drink, and this is a mommy drink.
All mommy drinks. You have no fun until you're a mommy.
Yeah.
Make me a grandma. Hurry. Not really. I think being a grandma is going to be fun.
I totally agree. I can't wait.
Haven't we talked about your mom as a grandma?
Yeah, my mom's changed.
Grandma. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Now we're ready for our actual content.
Yeah.
Okay, you introduce it because you have this book and all the things.
Oh, yeah. Let me read a little excerpt from the book that is inspiring our conversation today.
A story time with Shannon.
Yes. You ready?
We might have to say the name of it in case there's a copyright issue.
At the end, can I?
Okay, yes.
Okay. The cats nestle close to their kittens. The lambs have lain down with the sheep. You're cozy and warm in your bed, my dear. Please, go the fuck to sleep.
Do more.
Okay, wait, I gotta ask.
Okay.
Hold on.
So the title of the book is called Go the Fuck to Sleep. And Shannon and I, whenever we were planning these episodes, were like, okay, what are the biggest issues in your life? And we both said that sleepy time is a disaster constantly. It just is. It's a really hard thing to get the kids to go to sleep, and you're not trying to make them cry themselves to sleep when they're 10 because you're like, oh my gosh, you're going to have issues forever. So this book is hysterical.
It's a really, really great book. It's by Adam Manspach. I don't really know how you say that, but The eagles who soar through the sky are at rest, and the creatures who crawl, run, and creep. I know you're not thirsty. That's bullshit. Stop lying. Go the fuck to sleep.
So good.
It's really, really good. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So my kids as babies, great sleepers.
Really? All three of them?
Mm-hmm.
You did that right.
Yeah, I did something called the happiest baby on the block. And starting at 4 months, just like a hard schedule.
All three of them?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But it didn't translate into real life the same for all three of them.
Okay.
First one, great sleeper. Goes to bed, wakes up, fine. Second one, horrible. My middle child. And the third one, she's very average.
Okay. Do they, when they wake up at night, what happens? Or it's just hard to put them to sleep?
Both. Yes, both. Going to sleep with the girls, they're in the same room now. It's a whole routine, a book, a toothbrush, a popcorn, a snack, a movie. And then also like mostly, will you lay with me? Will you rub my back? Will you sing a song? Can we read one more book? And it just really depends on the night, like how deep into their rituals I will go.
And how old are they?
3 and 5.
That's right. Okay. Yeah.
So, yeah. And my other one thinks that he's so cool and he doesn't have to go to bed till 10.
Great.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
So our bedtime routine, when we have all 4 kids, Elijah goes down pretty good. I would say it's a 20-minute process by the time you do teeth brush and whatever in bed, but he'll go to bed and stay in bed. Georgia, who's 7, that is like a 30 to 45-minute ordeal every night. And she's a
Why? Yeah. Don't they know that like once you're old, you're dying? Like I am dying to get into my bed.
Please go to sleep. I'm going to fall asleep.
Why aren't they?
I don't know. I don't know what's in their little brain. If that's like, we've talked about, maybe we're making that like the time that we bond and hang out and we just have to stop that in their rooms. I don't know what it is. Because I told you we did the 8 o'clock no iPad time.
Yes.
That's better to get everybody into bed by the time we want to get them there. But then the process of helping kids fall asleep is not anything I have mastered at all.
Are we giving melatonin to our kids?
Sometimes.
I did that with Hudson when he was like 5 or 6. And I just really felt like he woke up like extra cranky the next day. And it might have been like all in my head because I had read an article to see if I was like, okay, is this like something that we're supposed to be doing? Yeah.
With the whole, what's the pituitary gland?
Oh.
That's a thing.
Possibly.
I think that melatonin and the sleep hormones all get messed up for little kids. And they say for sure, like not an every night thing, but also I don't judge.
Some nights. Yeah, we listen and we don't judge.
Better than nothing.
So what can we do to make it better? Well, I stopped you. So Georgia, she makes you flip and sing and dance and...
The boys really, because they're in the same room in the basement, they're okay because they're both down there together, but we still probably lay with them for like... They're getting better. I'd say we're in the basement for 15 minutes.
Do you lay in the beds with them? Do you lay on the floor? Do you lay outside of the door?
I lay in bed with both kids. Georgia, I've stopped. Like, I'll snuggle her in bed for a little bit. We'll read a book or whatever. And then I have a little chair in her room, and I go sit in the chair instead of in the bed while she falls asleep. And I do think that helps. I just started that this week.
Do you think there's something, like, have you, like, seen, like, where it's just natural for your whole family to sleep in the same room? Like, do you think that's why it's so hard? I have seen families sleeping.
I don't think that is a good idea.
I don't think it's a good idea either. I'm not promoting it. I actually hate when my kids sleep in my bed.
Oh, gosh.
But do you think that, like, our bodies are all meant to be sleeping and snuggling together in the same bed, like a kitty and a baby, and like how the bears snuggle their cubs?
You know, if you think about the moms that are like super granola, have the babies in the living room, play outside, no screens, they're probably family sleepers, and I bet everybody falls asleep real easy. I don't know that. Yeah. That's not as far as I've taken my hippiness, but I could see that being like something we're supposed to do, maybe.
Yeah. Like naturally, that's why the kids won't go to sleep.
That's such an interesting idea. I had never thought about that.
And I don't want to, like, you don't see like bears, like this cub has to sleep on this branch and this cub has to sleep on this branch.
branch, little
Mommy
bugger.
will lay on this branch with you for 10 minutes. They all just crawl in their hole and snuggle up and go to bed.
Maybe. Okay. Well, tough luck, kids.
Tough luck, kids, because it ain't happening.
It is. I am not sleeping with you all night. That does not work.
No.
I can't do it.
I do not like to be touched.
There
while I'm
are some
sleeping.
parents, though, that I think have a really good bedtime routine. I don't remember which of our friends it was. If they watch this, you can tell us and come on the show and give us help. They said literally their kids, who are something around our kids' age, give them a hug in the living room and go put themselves to bed. 2 kids both do that. And I was like, I think I said, how much melatonin do you give them? They're like, no, they don't mind going to sleep. They love it. They're tired at night. Yep.
There's got to be something out there that could help us.
Have you tried anything else?
I mean, bribery, sticker charts.
Yep.
We do sticker charts. We have like a hatch. Do you guys do sound machines while you're asleep?
Yeah, we have sound machines.
Okay, so our sound machine is like a color, and then whenever they're allowed to get out of bed, it turns a different color. Scout, my 3-year-old, doesn't give a shit about that other color. She does not. She will get up and at him. And then my other one wants to listen to the color, but she sees Scout's not listening to the color. So then they both are out of the room. Yeah.
What time?
6:30. The color is 7.
Okay. That's legitimate.
Yeah.
But no.
But yeah.
But alas.
There's Hudson will sleep till 7:30.
Yeah.
But he goes to bed at like 10.
Ours sleep in to a normal time now. Between 7 and 7:30, the big kids are all up. Elijah's up with the sun. But we have started saying he doesn't come down at 4 or 5 o'clock anymore. It's like you have to stay in your room till it's a sunny day. And he does listen.
Oh, good.
So the sunny day thing was great. I don't know what he does in his room for an hour after he wakes up. So he just...
What time does he go to sleep?
8:30.
Does he go to sleep well?
Yeah. Yep, that's not a big deal.
Nice.
Well, we really don't have a solution for how to do bedtime. We're just talking about the fact that we're just... I don't even have any tips.
I was with babies. I was really good at it because I had a routine and something to follow. But they don't really make that for big kids.
No. And I do think all of their emotions kind of hit them at night too. Like if they had a hard day at school, that's what we're talking about. So.
Or like being overtired and trying to go to sleep.
You said Hudson doesn't go to sleep until 10. We start bedtime routines for all the big kids and they go up to their rooms at 9.
Okay.
And it probably is 9:45 before we're like walking up the stairs and everybody's asleep, which is a pain in the butt. But especially with it being like lighter later, we're not going to delay. We're not going to do bedtime at 7:30 with the big kids or even 8:30.
No.
So.
Yeah. And I feel like too, when we were younger, there wasn't as many electronics around for us to like, don't they say like if you're watching TV or scrolling, like you're too overstimulated to go to bed. I remember just hugging and kissing my mom and going right to bed.
Me too.
But I think they like need a little bit more to calm down maybe.
I do have this thing that I do with Georgia sometimes, and it also works with me. On YouTube, type in non-sleep deep rest and Huberman. Have I ever talked about him? I forget his first name. Anyway, he's a scientist dude, and he has this like guided meditation that puts you to sleep and it like walks you through relaxing each part of your body. And it's kind of creepy, but Georgia loves it. And he's like, now think about relaxing your toes and your heels. And it's like every specific part of your body. And I always fall asleep before it gets to wherever it is.
Oh, so it works.
Yeah.
Do you take anything to go to sleep besides the pen?
If I don't do the pen, I'll pop a melatonin, an adult one.
Do you remember how I talked about how I do 3 chugs on ZQL?
I do remember that. I will never forget that.
I needed to stop doing that.
Yes.
And after I screamed to the world that that's something that I do, the secret was out. Everyone was like, shit, I need to stop.
Said that.
Yeah. So TikTok had been popping off about Lemmy Sleeps. The Lemmy brand by Kourtney Kardashian. Have you heard of it?
No.
She has like Lemmy Sleep, Lemmy Purr, which is like for your girl parts, and like Lemmy Debloat, so it helps you not be bloating. I don't know anything about any of the other ones, but she has this whole line. It's called Lemmy, and they're vitamins.
Okay.
And she has a sleep one, Lemmy Sleep. And TikTok was like, Kourtney, I don't know what you put in these, but I have been knocked So I was like, okay, Shan, you got to get off the 3 chugs of ZzzQuil every single night. Let's try these.
Mm-hmm.
They're really good. I haven't had 3 chugs probably for a month and a half.
Wow. Let me sleep. I'll try them. I don't have a
Yeah,
problem.
you can buy a 7-pack. So it comes in 30 and they are a little bit expensive, but you can get a 7-day trial in a pack for like $9.99 and they will knock you out. It's magnesium and melatonin and then it's like some other things in there. And they're really, 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 really good.
I have heard magnesium is a great sleep thing.
Yes.
I have
to.
done it, but maybe I'll try that for next time.
Try it.
Okay.
I'll bring you some. You're going to be
try
like,
my frownies and I'm going to try just magnesium.
yeah.
Okay, I like that. Anything else that we should share on sleep?
No.
Me either, I don't think. The only other thing that I have done with my sleep personally is I have decided that sleep is more important than working out. And I am not being, I probably do my early morning workouts 2 times a week, maybe. And then that means if I don't fit it in the day, I just don't fit it in the day. And I think for me right now, making sure that I actually do get good sleep is really important.
It is.
Not guilting myself if I don't work out 5 times a week. Maybe I'll go on a walk or maybe I won't.
Yeah. Or maybe I won't.
Yeah.
I started doing early morning workouts, which is very opposite of what I've ever done, but I had already been waking up like in the 5s. So I was like, let me just go work out. And I really love it.
Good. I think
I've been at 6 a.m. lately.
Are you coaching at all at 6 a.m.?
No.
Okay. Look at you.
That's a little too much for me.
Yeah, you don't want to.
5 a.m. is so aggressive.
Yes.
I think to wake up in the 4s to go work out is just insane.
And we love it for people.
And we do love it for people. And people love it. Like,
yeah.
A lot of people love
I loved it for a decade, but I'm also really loving a little more sleepy time.
9 a.m.'s great. 10 a.m.'s great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. That's
All right.
For sleep.
That's what we got. See you later.
Adios.
Look, if you hung out with us for the last 30 minutes, then you must be pretty cool, and we definitely want to connect with you too. So share this episode with a friend, leave us a review of your biggest takeaways, and for sure follow us on our personal social media platforms that you can find in the links on the show notes below. Until then, coffee cheers, my friends.